So people have already figured out these particular challenges, and there are some kind of like options are also there. Something like user interaction. Suppose if I'm wearing a head mount, how would I interact? Because right now on your normal game engine, you can actually interact with mouse and all those things. So computer or say system understands from where to get the input. But whenever you are immersed into virtual reality, you are already there and you can't see anything. So how do you get the input from the user? Suppose if he is actually moving and in front of some gate, how to open that particular gate? So here comes some other gadgets with Oculus Rift. There are gadgets something like you can actually work with your game controller as well. At the same time, there is a Razor Hydra, because suppose if you want to lift something, so suppose if I am creating a scientific simulation where you have to lift some object and place it somewhere else, so that head movement picking up and actually leaving it somewhere else. So all those things are becomes very complicated, and that's why there are lots of other gadgets in association with Oculus Rift that has come into the picture, which is something like leap motion, but they have got their own problems as well, or limitations. Something like leap motion, or say it actually works only within the area of the 2 to 3 feet. Beyond that, it doesn't understand. So similarly with Xbox, latest Xbox is much better, that they have increased their FOV and depth of field also, but with earlier versions there were lots of problems. So again, with the technological advancement, what we can see that all these gadgets are becoming lighter. Earlier these virtual reality systems were too heavy, so you must have seen that in motion capturing also it was quite difficult to actually capture the motion. Now you can see that with only those stickers kind of things are coming in, so it becomes quite easy task to capture the movement, and so it becoming handy. And now with Oculus Rift, as it was actually earlier DK1, that is virtual reality kit, that was for the first version was totally hardwired with the computer. Now they have come up with Gear VR, Samsung with Note 4. You can actually put in that phone, and with that particular system it become a totally wireless system. So you can port it anywhere and you can actually start seeing your virtual reality system there and there itself. You are no longer has to connect to computer next to you. So this is a very good advancement. And again, cost and portability. Cost is also coming down, and this is a very good news for masses, where you can see that earlier the virtual reality systems were only restricted to masses, and now it has coming to lots of other amusement parks, and from here onwards you can see it in every at home also, because Xbox, you can create the virtual reality systems or augmented reality systems with your Xbox and PS2, and that is again the cost is coming down. The last but not least is that most important, the social acceptance. Suppose you cannot actually press very hard that because you are techno savvy, you might like that particular product and you would like to test some other stuff, like you would like to play Battlefield in actual virtual reality system. But some other person, he has completely different likings, so you cannot actually press them. So that is again a very intricate and difficult kind of like challenge that has to solve, and right now there is no answer for that one. So what is the future for augmented reality and virtual reality? We will talk only about the augmented reality. So as I was talking about, from 2012 when Palmer invented Oculus Rift, actually it has gone from almost say $0 to, by 2017 they are predicting that the total actually market will go to $5.2 billion, and it is exponentially increasing. So you can see that there is a huge amount of scope. All the games, sooner or later, they will come up with a virtual reality product, or you can see virtual reality system in at every home, some or the other product. So there is a lot of avenues are there. It's something like a gold mine. If you are not going, then you are the only sufferer, because there are more the merrier. If you can get all the share, means there are such a huge amount of avenues are there, opportunities are there, that whatever you do, you will mint money. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show VR projects because there is a constraint that you have to wear that virtual reality headset, and each person might take at least 3 minutes, and we are running short of time. So we can arrange, I think Harry can arrange some other session where actually we can have this virtual projects we can show, and he can get the experience. Anyway, I am giving you some kind of a web links which will help you to understand more about like what's augmented reality system is. Yeah, as I was talking about this virtual environment, there is another product called as Virtus Omni, where you can stand and you can actually take that gun, and you can actually walk here and there, and you can actually start firing, and all those operations that you can do in your game actually you can see it in virtual environment. So that kind of like game experience is there. So lots of these kind of gadgets are coming in. Now coming back to this thing, whatever we have seen a very large picture about virtual reality and augmented reality, what all you can do, where you can start. So the thing is that artists, obviously what do you need right now, as I was talking about, it is the common floor of the game development. Whoever can work for the game development and for animation can actually start working on this kind of like development of this augmented reality or virtual reality experiences also. For programmers, it is only the general programming that is required, and the software engineering and debugging, little bit amount of like entry level knowledge is also fine, because we are working on Unity. I would suggest that they should get acquainted with C# and Java, because Unity provides those two platforms. And utmost important thing, because it is completely different from normal game development. The life cycle of an virtual reality experience is normally about 3 months, because you have got a particular launch, so you cannot postpone that one. So within 3 months of time, you have to come up with some prototype. You have to actually convince the customer, and there will be some kind of like feedback. Their requisition will be different, and you have to imbibe everything, and the final product has to be there on time. So it's a lot of time crunch will be there, and at the same time lots of challenges, as I told you, that you have to use and throw lots of different SDKs, lot of different libraries you have to use, and you should be, the turnaround should be very high. So that is again another challenge. Can you go on to the next slide?